Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now with the main headlines. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's representative gives speech at iftar banquet hosted by the Canadian Islamic Association. Madagascar-based Office of Grand Ayatollah launches its Ramadan activities. Prisoners in Pakistan are deprived of adequate health care. US puts trade curbs on 5 Chinese firms over alleged Uyghur repression. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3. Hujjat al-Islam wal-Muslimin Sheikh Saleh Sibawayh, representative of Grand Ayatollah Shirazi, attended the iftar banquet hosted by the Canadian Islamic Association. The event was attended by a number of high-ranking Quebec officials, as well as senior figures from several Canadian Sunni centres, but most notable, Melaine Joly, the Canadian Foreign Minister, as a special guest in the ceremony. A number of personalities, including Sheikh Saleh Sibawayh, the Canadian Foreign Minister, gave short speeches and stressed the need to protect the rights of Muslims in Canada. In his speech, Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's representative also emphasized the necessity of enforcing divine Sharia in Canada and helping the deprived people of the world, especially in Islamic countries, along with other guests. The representative of the Marja'iyya was thanked by the organizers for attending the banquet. It should be noted that Sheikh Saleh Sibawayh was one of the founders of the Canadian Islamic Association in 1990 and served as a member for several years. Currently, the association is chaired by Dr. Bashar As-Sulh. Along with other centres affiliated with Supreme Religious Authority across the world, the Ahlul Bayt Centre in the city of Mahanjaga in the Republic of Madagascar holds special programs during the blessed month of Ramadan 1444 after Hijrah. These programs aid at providing services to the followers of the Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam, based on directives and recommendations of the Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. The centre establishes on a daily basis the obligatory prayers, in congregation holds iftar banquets and organises ceremonies to read religious supplications during the holy month of Ramadan, including the honourable iftitah and Joshan supplications. Human Rights Watch organization releases a new report in which it reviews and examines prisons and prisoners in Pakistan, confirming the existence of lack of healthcare and poor prison infrastructure. More details in the following report.
The Human Rights Watch confirmed in a report released yesterday, Wednesday, that the Pakistani authorities have systematically deprived prisoners of adequate healthcare, leaving thousands at risk of disease and death. The organisation added that outdated and discriminatory bail laws had led to severe overcrowding, with most prisoners yet to be tried or convicted. A 55-page report, A Nightmare for Everyone, the healthcare crisis in Pakistan's prisons, documents widespread deficiencies in prison healthcare in Pakistan and the consequences for a total prison population of more than 88,000 people. As per Human Rights Watch report, Pakistan has one of the world's most overcrowded prison systems, with cells designed for a maximum of 3 people holding up to 15. Severe overcrowding has compounded existing healthcare deficiencies, leaving inmates vulnerable to communicable diseases and unable to get medicines and treatment for even basic health needs, as well as emergencies. Preparing its report, the Human Rights Watch interviewed 54 people, including former inmates in Sindh, Punjab and Islamabad. Among them, women and juveniles, lawyers for detainees and convicted prisoners, healthcare officials and advocacy organizations working on prisoner rights. The crisis in prison healthcare reflects deeper failures in access to healthcare across Pakistan, exacerbated most recently by an economic crisis, the report said, adding that poor healthcare intersects with a range of other rights abuses against prisoners, including torture and mistreatment, and is a key symptom of a broken judicial system. Corruption among prison officials and impunity for abusive conduct contribute to serious human rights abuses. Reporting Atika Ali for Shia Waves.
Views of today's headlines. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's representative gives speech at iftar banquet hosted by the Canadian Islamic Association. Madagascar-based Office of Grand Ayatollah launches its Ramadan activities. Prisoners in Pakistan are deprived of adequate healthcare. Also tonight, Al-Abbas Holy Shrine organizes Quran sessions for women in the holy month of Ramadan in Nigeria. The Biden administration on Tuesday imposed new trade restrictions on 5 Chinese companies for allegedly aiding in the repression of the Uyghur Muslim minority in China, but rejected the accusation of lies aimed at constraining it. In a Reuters report, according to Hik Vision's 2021 half-year report, at least 4 of the companies facing new curbs belong to the Chinese surveillance camera maker, including Laopu Haishi Dingjing Electronic Technology Co., Moyu Haishi Electronic Technology Co., Pishan Haiji Yongyan Electronic Technology, and Urumqi Haishi Xinjiang Electronic Technology Co. The companies have been implicated in human rights violations and abuses in the implementation of China's campaign of repression and mass arbitrary detention and high technology surveillance against the Uyghur people and members of other Muslim minority groups. In the Xinjiang region, the Commerce Department said in a posting in the Federal Register, Reuters reported that the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Ma Yunning said that the United States wantonly suppressed Chinese firms with lies and policies, normal businesses and economic cooperation, and its move is aimed at destabilizing Xinjiang and using the issues to constrain China. And now we'll continue with some short news. In collaboration with the Imam Hussein Media Group, the cultural philanthropic institution of Misbah al-Hussein alayhi salam is holding Quran and theology classes for local kids and teens during the blessed month of Ramadan in 2023 in the holy city of Karbala. The program takes place from 9 to 10:30 p.m. local time at Sayyidah Ruqayya Husseiniya, affiliated with Grand Ayatollah Shirazi. These lessons are delivered by a number of accredited instructors to enthusiastic participants. Rights groups said that the detained Saudi woman activist Salma al-Shihab, along with 7 other female activists, went on a hunger strike. The Al-Qas rights group said that al-Shihab, who received a 34-year-old prison sentence, went on a hunger strike with 7 other female detainees since 23rd of March to protest their arbitrary detention and show trial. It is worth mentioning that Saudi authorities are detaining a group of female activists over expressing their thoughts on Twitter. A new gate was installed at the holy shrine of Sayyidah Ruqayya alayhi salam, located in Damascus, Syria, thanks to the generous efforts and donations of devoted Shias of Ahl Bayt from the cities of Basra and Diyala in Iraq. This exquisite gift was built in Iraq and finally reached its destination in Syria. The gate was installed in a place during a ceremony attended by several officials of the holy shrine and devotees of Sayyidah Ruqayya alayhi salam. Employees at Imam Ali Holy Shrine are advancing in the expansion project of the southern part of the Holy Courtyard, which involves an area over 6,000 square meters. The head of the Engineering Affairs Department, Mustafa Mahbouba, said in a statement followed by Shia Waves agency that the engineering cadres have begun the expansion project of the properties near Al-Qibla Gate were purchased from their owners. Such projects come amid the increasing numbers of pilgrims coming to the holy shrine of Amir al-Mu'mineen in Najaf, Iraq, on religious occasions of the Ahl Bayt alayhum salam. Headscarves and wearing of religious symbols by teachers will be allowed in general and can be only restricted in individual cases if it poses a danger to school peace, Berlin's education department said on Wednesday in an official letter sent to school directors, according to reports by Anadolu news agency, under Berlin's Neutrality Act, which prevents civil servants from wearing religious clothing and symbols. Teachers in the city were also banned from wearing headscarves since 2005. However, several court rulings in recent years underlined that a blanket ban on headscarves constitutes discrimination, and violates religious freedom guaranteed by the Constitution. The Department of Intellectual and Cultural Affairs at the Al-Abbas Holy Shrine organized a Quranic session for women in Nigeria as part of the Al-Kafil Sufra program. The director of the Center for African Studies of Department, Sheikh Saad al-Sattar al-Shimmari, said that the center held a Quranic evening during the first days of the holy month of Ramadan in the city of Kano in the Republic of Nigeria. And the session is part of the Al-Kafil Sufra program, which is held in 11 countries. He also added that the session witnessed the presence of gathering and followers of the Ahl Bayt alayhum salam, in addition to delivering lecture on the virtues and sciences of the Holy Quran. It is important and its importance to Islam to build a real human society. Ash-Shimri also continued the session including reading verses from the glorious book of Allah and performing special worship acts of the holy month of Ramadan, indicating that the aim of the session is to spread the Quranic culture among the society of the African continent. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our viewers of today's headlines. Grand Ayatollah Shirazi's representative gives speech at the iftar banquet hosted by the Canadian Islamic Association. Madagascar-based Office of Grand Ayatollah launches its Ramadan activities. Prisoners in Pakistan are deprived of adequate health care. The US puts trade curbs on 5 Chinese firms over alleged role in Uyghur repression. Al-Abbas Holy Shrine organizes Quranic sessions for women in the blessed month of Ramadan in Nigeria. You can view the latest news on Shia Waves website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on the numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching, and we pray to Allah the Almighty to hasten the reappearance of our Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Imam Hussein Charity is giving you the chance to provide food baskets for destitute and impoverished families all over Iraq and Afghanistan. Each basket costs around £30, $35 roughly, and can feed a family of 4. The food basket contains essential